there.
What he meant to say is he can't wait to see you there, or we can't wait to see you there. Okay, so we're back in the kitchen with Chef Jon-Paul, and we're making polenta. We've already created one way, and this time we're going to kind of change it up a little bit with a fancy sauce, meat sauce.
It's the sauce you made.
Okay.
So this is that sausage sauce, and if you don't like sausage, you can use beef or pork, or just leave it out altogether.
Right.
And if you really wanted to, Stephanie, you could use a nice jarred sauce. I prefer Barilla myself.
I think we should pause for a moment of silence, because I'm not sure I'd ever.
I know, but there are
people
people out there that probably won't make the sauce. Thank you, Andy. Andy will not be making this from scratch, all right? But, and the pre-made polenta, you can do the same thing.
Okay.
So this is our polenta, and we had it in the pot, and once it got nice and tight, and the
Let's get a shot of that, too, to show how it's supposed to ultimately end up. It's over here.
So she's about halfway there. The polenta is good when it starts pulling away from the sides of the pot. It gets so thick that it actually kind of leaves gaps. So when it gets to that point, I just put a little bit of olive oil on the bottom of this pan, poured my polenta out, put another sheet pan on top of it to press it so it was nice and even, wrapped it in plastic, and chilled it overnight, and I end up with this, which is really easy to handle. And then I'm just going to make little triangles, because I think they're cool. But I could do anything, any shape that I wanted. Blue hearts, purple clovers, yellow diamonds, all right, whatever you wanted to do, all right?
All right,
and then
Lucky Charms.
You're going to line this up, and then just take one of these guys, and just drop it there.
One of these guys here?
Yeah, so we're just kind of doing something a little fancier. So by laying this out, you're going to have those little tips up, and I should have one here that's already done. Wait, hang on, I'm getting it. Big reveal.
Oh, I got some sauce.
And this is what it looks like when it's done. So it's nice and bubbly,
it smells good.
But it's a complete meal because I have the sausage in there. And
you smell that down there, girls?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I assembled this last night and threw it in the oven today. So it's a great do-ahead thing. And it's a little fancier. Now, if I didn't want to do this whole thing here, I could put layers in. The next one that we do, we're going to make a really creamy mushroom sauce. And that's going to bubble up and get cheesy. And what, you're stuck?
I got stuck. How do I?
Just squeeze it in. It's polenta.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like Play-Doh.
Okay. I felt like I messed up the pattern.
No, but it's beautiful. And the idea is these tops will get if you feel it, they're kind of crisp. So everything that's above the sauce is going to be crispy. Everything that's below the sauce is going to be nice and soft. So you have a couple of textures coming out there. But this is just so easy to make.
Oh, I totally bailed.
Do you put anything over it? Do you
Abort.
cheese
This
or
is not
anything?
good.
I did a little bit of Parmesan cheese at the end, but that's it. So I would take this and I could actually microwave this, all right? And then throw it under a broiler just to crisp it up.
A little cheese on top or not?
Absolutely.
Okay, back to the bechamel.
Okay, so over here, Adrian's making a bechamel sauce. So she's melting some butter, and the bechamel that we're using, we've made it a couple times on the show. The bechamel that she's using is going to be a little bit heavy, all right, because I need it to bind together some mushrooms. So instead of using a pound to a gallon, which is the ratio that we talked about before, a pound of roux, which is a half a pound of fat, a half a pound of flour, we're going to end up using about 1.5 pounds.
Okay.
And then just go ahead and give that a stir, work that around. And because I'm using a white roux, I don't have to cook it that long. So she wants to make sure that it's about the consistency of wet sand on the beach.
I think I need a vacation to remember what that's like.
But see, that's perfect. Now, I don't want any browning, and then we're just going to throw in the milk, and she's going to whisk that together, and we're going to let that cook for about 20 minutes. Now, because it's milk, I want to make sure that I'm not scorching on the bottom. Once again, if it starts to scorch, get it right out of the pot, put it in a fresh pot.
Okay.
All right. But this, so you said you were struggling with this sauce.
Well,
what was the issue?
Because I've got the ounces to ounces, the 4 and 4 for butter or fat and flour. When I throw in my liquid is when things just go
Array.
It just stays too thin?
Yeah, it doesn't tighten up.
Did you bring it up to a boil?
I did indeed.
Okay.
Twice.
And really?
Yes, I've tried 2 different times and I can't do this.
Okay, and how did you measure the flour? Was it by volume or was it by weight?
It was by
Measuring
eyeballing.
cup?
Yeah.
Okay, so a measuring cup isn't weight. So a pound to a gallon, pound's weight, all right, 1/4 pint would be volume. So, and this, you know what, I hate to say it, this is such a common
Is it?
mistake. Everybody makes it.
You have to have a scale in your kitchen to be able to get the ounces to ounces.
It makes everything so much more easy to do, so much easier to play with. So she's over here, so while she's doing that, we're gonna get some portobello mushroom going. Now,
I want to know the real truth? I put it in a bottle, and it said 4 ounces on the side of a baby bottle, and so that was my ounces.
Really? How much flour do you feed your children?
All right, keep preparing, and then real quickly, go ahead and show me.
All right, well, basically, this is a portobello mushroom, and we're going to clean it out. We need to take the gills out. And the reason we do that is because we're putting in a cream sauce, and this will turn my sauce black.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just going to take this out. We're going to dice it up, saute it. We're going to add some cheese to it, some Gruyere, some Parmesan. We're going to make the sexiest mushroom, cheesy, creamy sauce you've ever seen. And when we come back,
I'm a girl that cannot say no to a sexy mushroom. So stick around because we're going to show you one. And we're going to finish up all of these recipes so that you can absolutely wow anybody who comes over to your dinner table here in the next couple months.
And it's cheap.
Oh, it smells good. Cheap, sexy cheese sauce, we're good. Hey, we are going to show you how you can save money on your electric bill. That's coming up next.